At 11 years old, who leaves everything behind and travels alone to Mumbai with just a cricket kit and an impossible dream. This is Yashasvi Jaiswal. Today he's being compared to Sachin Tendulkar and Don Bradman. But his story doesn't start with glory, it starts with survival. December 28th, 2001, Suryawan village, Uttar Pradesh. Population barely 1,000, known for carpet weaving, not cricket champions. Yashasvi was born here as the youngest of 4 children to Bhupendra, who ran a struggling hardware store, and Kanchan, a housewife stretching every rupee. While other children played with toys, Yashasvi made cricket bats from rolled newspapers. There was no cricket ground in Suryawan, just dusty fields where he practiced alone, dreaming of batting at the Wankhede Stadium alongside Sachin Tendulkar. But there was Mumbai, India's city of dreams where legends were born at Azad Maidan. The family made an impossible decision. Send 10-year-old Yashasvi to Mumbai alone. His parents couldn't even afford to accompany him. They sent him to his uncle Santosh in Worli, hoping family would provide shelter and support. Mumbai welcomed Yashasvi like it welcomes thousands of dreamers daily, with brutal indifference. His uncle's house was overcrowded, barely large enough for the existing family. Within days, this arrangement was unsustainable, but returning home meant his dream would die. He walked to Azad Maidan, the one place in Mumbai that felt like home. This legendary ground had witnessed Sachin Tendulkar's rise. The Muslim United Cricket Club had a groundsman's tent. Canvas walls, no electricity, no water. The groundskeepers let him stay on one condition: earn your place by scoring runs. For 3 years, this tent was his universe. During Mumbai summers, canvas trapped heat like an oven. During monsoons, water flooded everything. At night, no electricity meant eating by candlelight. His romantic dinners, he'd later joke. Every morning and evening, he walked to Chhatrapati Shivaji Terminus to use public toilets, standing in queues with commuters and beggars, a boy with cricket dreams and no money. Food was constantly scarce: rice, lentils, occasional vegetables shared by groundskeepers. Always hungry, but never complaining. To survive, he worked with a pani puri vendor near Azad Maidan. Every evening, after practicing with privileged teammates, he'd change into vendor clothes and sell street food. The humiliation was devastating when his cricket friends came to buy from him after playing together. How would you feel if you had to sell stuff to make ends meet, and your friends were buying from you after the day's play? The psychological torture was crushing, but every rupee earned meant another day closer to his goal. He never told his family the truth. They thought he lived comfortably with his uncle. The reality would have broken their hearts and ended his dream. I didn't tell people what was going on because I knew they would have told me to come home if I'm not comfortable. December 2013. After 2 years of tent life, even Yashasvi's iron will was cracking. But sometimes when hope is about to die, life sends an angel. Coach Jwala Singh was scouting at Azad Maidan. He watched 2 boys batting. One complained about everything. The other, a small left-hander, kept playing brilliantly without complaint. When Singh asked about the quiet boy, his friend replied, "He has a lot of trouble. He left his family. I'm scared something bad will happen to him." "Yashasvi Jaiswal," the boy said softly. "I live in that tent." Singh's shock was visible. Having experienced similar struggles arriving in Mumbai at 13, he immediately understood. His story is my story. Come stay with me. I'll be your guardian in Mumbai.
I said, "Beta, what's your name?" He said, "Sir, my name is Yashasvi Jaiswal." I said, where you stay?" So he said, "Sir, kahin bhi reh jata hu."
Within a week, Yashasvi moved from tent to Singh's academy. His parents granted Singh legal guardianship. A stranger had become his salvation. Under Singh's guidance, talent exploded. Proper nutrition replaced hunger. Professional coaching replaced desperate practice. 2015 brought the Giles Shield Tournament, Mumbai school cricket's most prestigious competition. What happened next entered cricket folklore. 319 not out, 13 wickets for 99 runs, the highest all-round performance in school cricket history. Limca Book of Records. A boy who'd lived in a tent had just produced the greatest individual performance in Mumbai school cricket. By age 13, 52 centuries, 200 plus wickets. Under 19 Asia Cup 2018, 318 runs, player of tournament. Under 19 World Cup 2020, 400 runs at 133 average. Player of the tournament. The tent boy was now the world's best young batsman.
As he gets 100, his third.
The Rajasthan Royals saw something special and invested 24 million rupees in 18-year-old Yashasvi at the 2020 IPL auction. The first few seasons were learning experiences, glimpses of brilliance mixed with the natural growing pains of adapting to professional cricket's pressure and intensity. 2021 showed promise with his first IPL 50 against Chennai Super Kings in just 19 balls.
Sitting here thinking, what an innings. What an incredible innings. 50 off just 19 deliveries.
2022 brought consistency and growing confidence. But 2023? That was the year Yashasvi Jaiswal exploded onto the global stage with performances that left cricket experts speechless. May 11th, 2023. Eden Gardens, Kolkata. Rajasthan Royals versus Kolkata Knight Riders. What happened in the opening overs would rewrite IPL history books and announce a new superstar to the cricket world.
Yashasvi Jaiswal. 2 sixes in 2 balls. Nitish Rana under pressure now. As you said, it was a gamble. It was a punt.
Nitish Rana bowled the first over. By its end, 26 runs had been plundered, the second most expensive opening over in IPL history. But this was just the beginning. By the third over's conclusion, Yashasvi had reached his half-century, 13 balls, the fastest 50 in IPL history, shattering the previous record of 14 balls held jointly by KL Rahul and Pat Cummins. The Eden Gardens crowd fell silent, then erupted. Brett Lee, commentating, simply said, "Get Yashasvi Jaiswal into the Indian team immediately." This teenager had just redefined what was possible in T20 cricket. That 2023 season saw Yashasvi accumulate 625 runs at a staggering strike rate of 163.61, finishing as the tournament's 5th highest scorer. His maiden IPL century came against Mumbai Indians, 124 runs off 62 balls at the Wankhede Stadium, the very venue where he had once stood outside selling pani puri while dreaming of playing inside. The poetic symmetry was breathtaking.
124 of 62 balls, a brilliant performance, a wonderful innings.
This IPL explosion opened the ultimate door, selection for India's Test team. July 2023, West Indies tour. Every Indian cricketer's dream, wearing the Test cap, representing the country in cricket's most prestigious format. Walking out at Windsor Park, Dominica, Yashasvi carried the weight of his incredible journey. This wasn't just a debut, it was vindication of every sacrifice. 171 runs, 501 minutes at the crease, the longest debut innings ever played by an Indian, surpassing even legends. He became the 17th Indian to score a century on Test debut.
Most deserving accolade for such a tremendous talent, Yashasvi Jaiswal.
But if his debut was impressive, what happened against England in early 2024 was pure cricket poetry that elevated him to legendary status. The 5-match series against England transformed Yashasvi from promising talent into global superstar. England arrived with their aggressive Bazball approach, confident of troubling India. They hadn't reckoned with Jai's ball. Visakhapatnam delivered his first Test double century, 209 runs of pure class, showing he could adapt his natural aggression to Test cricket's demands.
He gets his chance now. A full banger and he smacked it over the ropes.
But Rajkot was where immortality beckoned. February 17th, 2024, third Test. Resuming on 106 after retiring hurt the previous day, Yashasvi walked out with one goal: destroy England's hopes. What followed was one of Test cricket's greatest exhibitions.
What a very, very special innings yet again.
214 not out. His second consecutive double century, joining only Vinod Kambli and Virat Kohli in this exclusive Indian club. 12 sixes equaling Wasim Akram's 28-year-old world record. 3 consecutive sixes off James Anderson. Only George Bailey had previously achieved this against the legendary seamer. The third six, a pickup shot over square leg, was so audacious that Anderson himself smiled and applauded. The series statistics were staggering: 712 runs at 89.00 average. Player of the series, 26 sixes, the most ever hit by any batsman in Test cricket history. Then came the ultimate examination. Australia, November 2024. Perth's bouncy wickets where Indian batting dreams often die against hostile pace bowling. First innings, a duck, Mitchell Starc's perfect delivery finding the edge. Critics immediately questioned whether his technique suited Australian conditions. The pressure was immense.
wickets. So I think there's not a lot to say. Just I think it's more about quantity when you come here and practice hard, because we know which shot we need to play. So I was trying my best to do that.
Second innings, this is where champions emerge. With India in trouble and the series on the line, Yashasvi produced a masterclass. 161 runs off 297 balls on one of cricket's most challenging pitches.
He goes and he goes big. It's very big. It's down into the blue army there. It's actually over.
His century came with a 6 over third man off Josh Hazlewood, audacious shot-making that redefined possibilities. He became only the third Indian to score a century on his first test in Australia, joining legends ML Jaisimha and Sunil Gavaskar. The tent boy had conquered cricket's final frontier.
Test match century for a young man who arrived in Australia with a huge reputation.
2024 numbers: 1,478 test runs. Only Sachin in 2010 scored more for India in 1 year. 36 sixes, world record. Fastest Indian to 1,000 test runs in just 9 tests. From selling Pani Puri to test average of 57.53. 4 centuries in 15 tests. Third youngest with 2 double centuries behind only Bradman and Kumbli. Today, when Yashasvi Jaiswal walks out to bat, stadiums hold their breath. The boy who feared recognition while selling snacks is now cricket's brightest star. Dreams don't have expiry dates. They just need someone brave enough to chase them, no matter how impossible they seem. But Yashasvi's story transcends cricket. It's a testament to the power of unwavering belief when the entire world seems stacked against you. In a tent with no electricity, eating by candlelight, he never stopped believing in his dream. When teammates bought Pani Puri from him without knowing his struggle, he never let humiliation break his spirit. When coaches saw potential in him, he seized every opportunity like his life depended on it. His journey reminds us that our circumstances don't define our destiny. Our response to those circumstances does. Every setback became his setup for a comeback. Every night of hunger fueled his appetite for greatness. Every moment of doubt was answered with another hour of practice. If an 11-year-old boy could survive 3 years in a tent and still chase his impossible dream, what's your excuse? What dream have you abandoned because the path seemed too difficult? Yashasvi's story isn't just about cricket. It's about the unbreakable human spirit that lives within each of us, waiting to be awakened by pure determination and relentless belief.